this fall semester of my junior year, I sat next to a cadet for probably about 2 months. I just kind of turned to him one day because he was wearing a uniform, and I was like, "Are you in some sort of like military program?" And he was like, "Yeah, it's the Air Force ROTC program."
So I'd see people marching around behind all the time and getting yelled at and all that fun stuff. And I thought, okay, this is something I want to do. About a week before school started, and said, "Hey, is this too late for me? I'm a sophomore here. I want to sign up. What do I need to do?" I haven't looked back since. It's been one of probably the best decisions I've ever made.
One day we were touring the campus, and my sister had gone through ROTC. She's like, "You should just check it out. Go to the ROTC detachment, see what it's like." And I was at first very against it. Went 1 week and still wanted to quit. My mom's like, "Just give it one more week." Ended up like going to all these dinners with people on my flight, ended up falling in love with the program, falling in love with the mission, and it's just something I kind of developed into. I had no plan, but it got me on a path to where I am now. So
I wanted to come back to ROTC. I was an ROTC graduate, North Carolina State University, but I wanted to come back to this environment and help build the next generation of leaders. So the ROTC program it's a 4-year program. The freshman and sophomore curriculums are really about teamwork, followership, and then transition into leadership and management techniques, management styles. So again, personalities, conflict management, conflict resolution, different things that you'll experience as a leader of a team. And we go through examples of things that have happened. We have a really diverse cadre. So we bring those lessons into the classroom and really try to impress upon cadets those things that we learned and to help to bring them up to that level so that they're ready to face a wide variety of challenges.
The second that I stepped into Lieutenant Colonel Jones' office, and he's a C-130 pilot, we started just talking about ROTC, and he was like, "Well, what do you want to do?" And I kind of took a second, and I was like, "Well, I think I want to be a pilot." And he was like, "Okay, good."
I'd love to get to the point where you're kind of working on a bigger scale. Obviously, operational is great, but there's a lot more than that, so it'd be nice to have kind of a view like, okay, this is what it takes to run a wing or something like that.
I'd like to be a leader that leads by example. I would never ask someone to do something that I wouldn't do myself, is kind of something I want to keep doing throughout my years, and hopefully even more so once I go active duty.
All of the skills that I'm learning here, which I probably wouldn't have, at least maybe not to the degree, are just making me to be the best person that I can be, to be able to, one, serve my country, but just to be a valuable member of this society in general.
Whenever they come into our program as a young high school graduate, ambitious, but not the most disciplined a lot of the time, we're turning them into lieutenants, and they are ready to go and lead flights and lead airmen and accomplish the mission whenever they leave this program.
Once I came into ROTC, it was just the phrase of get outside your comfort zone, try something new, step outside the box, and eventually did. And going from super shy person to CTA is a very drastic change. So I think a lot of it's just growth into who I am and being more confident in myself. So that's a big growth aspect of, I think, this program.
I think everything's presented as, okay, here's a teachable moment, you messed up, I'm going to tell you messed up, and then here's how you can go forward and fix it in the future. But it's really showed me to say, hey, you're here, fail now so that you don't fail later on. It's okay to fail. Right now the stakes are pretty low, right? At the detachment level, nothing too bad's going to happen. But if you push that up further and you fail when you're on active duty or you're in a plane and you have guys in that plane with you, then that's when stuff matters. So I think it's all about learning how to fail now and move on from that.
I think everyone has a story, everyone has a path. I don't think leadership development could be defined into one or put into one definition. I think it's being a person that's more open-minded, a person who cares, a person who looks at the development of not only themselves but others around them. It's kind of just altering the mindset of, rather than the selfishness that I feel like we tend to have, it's kind of more of the outward, caring for others and caring about everyone.
So this opportunity is really giving me a chance to develop new skills. And the course curriculum, it's almost like I'm going back to, being in the seat, whether it's stress management, conflict management, interacting with teams, team dynamics. It's really great, and I'm taking away a lot from the curriculum just personally, and I try to impart that back on the cadets as well. It's all about teamwork and building the best leader that we can, both for this program, because as they come back from field training, they lead this program, and then to go on and lead in tomorrow's Air Force. So my goal every day is to come in and make these cadets better than I ever was, better than I ever could be, and build that next generation.